For the Hurricanes, it's Anton Khudobin, who had 19 saves in a 2-1 shootout win over Boston on January 4th. Their team defense is number 13, and Calvin Pickard recorded his first win against Carolina on November 22nd. Bill Peters, his team, 3-1-1 in the month of January, coming off a shootout loss in St. Louis on Saturday night. Patrick Roy, this is their longest road swing of the season. They played last night in Washington. It's 9 days, 5 games in duration. Sit back and enjoy this. Off the draw, Carolina's Ryan Murphy gets to it, but quickly Colorado taking over at the defense. Jan Hejda paired with this guy, Erik Johnson, who we cataloged in the open on his way to the All-Star game. Nathan Gerbe for the Hurricanes, who are clad in their third sweaters tonight. Alex Tanguay has 13 goals. That leads Colorado. Hejda, the veteran. Jerome McGinley give back, and Colorado now on the rewind. A half-minute gone in this first period. November 22nd in Denver. A 4-3 win in regulation by the Avalanche. This is the final meeting. Tanguay handcuffed by that pass, and it's carried out by Carolina's Jiri Tlusty, who goes off on a line change and gets it deep.
Boy, this is going to be a great test both tonight in Vancouver here on Friday. Teams in the West that are desperate for points right now.
Out of the corner, the Stahl brothers go to work. Jordan swings it up top. Quick shot taken by Lindholm. And getting a stick to it was Calvin Pickard. Now at the line, Justin Falk off Daniel Briere. Briere can't get to it. At the defense, Brad Stewart takes over, looking for Briere. Nice read by Carolina's Lindholm. Eric Stahl goes deep. Hunted down, top of your screen by Justin Falk. It goes by Lindholm. Now Eric, Carolina's captain in back of Pickard. Holding onto it off a stick, defended by Stewart. Eric Stahl gets it back. Pinned now by Stewart. Matt Duchene can't clear. Held in by Andrej Sekera. Good pressure here by the Hurricanes. Jordan Stahl goes to work away from Erik Johnson. On a cycle for Eric. Eric winds it along for Lindholm. Lindholm away from Brad Stewart, holding onto it. And deep again for Eric Stahl. He's guarded by Matt Duchene. Good pressure. Stahl with a shot. Fought off by Pickard and gained by Gabriel Landeskog. He can't get it out. Choked off by Semin. Eric Stahl sends it off the blocker of Calvin Pickard and all the way out to center ice.
Talk about the kind of shift from your big line you need playing against a team that played as the Avalanche did in Washington last night. I thought Jordan Stahl and Elias Lindholm had average nights in St. Louis, so good early bounce back sign.
All right, Trip, let's take a look at tonight's injuries and scratches, brought to us by Rex Express Care. Rex Healthcare is chosen for excellence.
Well, Andre Nestrashil continues to be on the conditioning assignment with Charlotte in the American Hockey League. Chris Terry, Brett Belmore, the healthy extras for Carolina. John Michael Lyles, the former Colorado Avalanche, back in the lineup tonight.
John Mitchell facing off here against Riley Nash off the draw. Tyson Barrie has 23 assists to lead Colorado. Quick shot taken wide by John Mitchell. Taken out by John Michael Lyles, the former Avalanche. Riley Nash right on the tape of a now offside Jeff Skinner. And the Avalanche now reorganized. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Nathan MacKinnon. What a playoff run he had, but many are saying now he's in the old sophomore slump. Out to center. MacKinnon with a turn to the outside. Swallowed by Khudobin.
Yeah, MacKinnon has to use his speed. At times this year he hasn't. He's playing the wing. At some point I think he is going to be a centerman. Let's look at this early shift. Good back pressure and tenacity from Jordan Stahl on Erik Johnson, as we talked about, going to his first All-Star game. There's that second man who happens to be his brother. You can tell Erik is just loving playing the wing and playing with his brother. And Lindholm ended up getting the best chance. High in the slot, just missed high.
Erik Stahl has 3 goals in his last 4. Shot taken, fought off by Anton Khudobin. Sekera out of the corner, paired with Carolina's All-Star, Justin Falk. They trade places. Brad Malone, the former Colorado Avalanche. Ahead now for Patrick Dwyer, comes all the way back. Nick Holden played his 100th game last night in D.C. Jay McClement also spent time in Denver, in control. McClement now winds it along for Malone. Malone looks around, stood up by Ben Street. Street in Patrick Roy's lineup tonight, did not play last night. He has been injured. Sekera floats one just wide of Calvin Pickard. Top of your screen, Brad Malone. Now Jay McClement in back of the goal. Advancing in, Sekera. Andrej Sekera. Jay McClement walks, shoots one, denied. Second chance stopped by Pickard. Top of the crease, it lay loose. Malone's after it. Hack and whack time, and it's frozen by Calvin Pickard. And a little disturbance after the fact.
Well, the Hurricanes, I think, and it's going to be one of our game keys in a few minutes, have really activated their defense. And I think whichever team does that is going to have a big edge in winning this game, because with Sekera coming down the wall and then coming back, you can see him in the tail stage of that replay that helped to create this confusion in front. And the Hurricanes just couldn't get on the attacking side of the puck with those 4 Colorado jerseys in front of Pickard.
Colorado won the Central Division last year. They are 11 points out of third, but 5 points out of the second wild card spot in the West. But they need to get going. They lost last night 2-1 in Washington. Into it now, Ryan O'Reilly, guarded by Victor Rask. O'Reilly, Eric Johnson, centers one. What a stop by Hudobin on Jarome Iginla.
What a super save. Hudobin's making a living of making his first real test save of the game being highlight reel. Talk about Johnson heading to the All-Star game, jumping in. Hainsey cannot deal with that pass. He would have liked to. But Anton Hudobin could have a second job as a bailiff. What a save coming across. What a play by Johnson. Iginla, natural goal scorer, looking for .573. Hudobin outstanding.
Well, it doesn't come as late as Riley Smith's chance did in the Boston game on January 4th. Smith had the opportunity late in the first period. Carolina, the first 14 shots. That goes off the goalpost. Flashing in, Elias Lindholm getting a pass from Jordan Staal. Lindholm, Jordan out of the corner. Eric skate to stick. Lindholm forks it wide, and Bill Peters forecasted tonight that Lindholm needs a big game tonight against Colorado on this line with the Staal brothers.
Hey, he was -3 on Saturday. Jordan was -3. That's why I talked about their first shift being so important.
Transitioning back, Elias Lindholm. He'll cut. Lay it along for Eric. Tries to return the favor. Lindholm off Johnson. Matt Duchene hits an open man. And the Avalanche now have control. Gabriel Landeskog sends it back. Jan Hejda on a line change. You're looking at John Mitchell. Mitchell over the line with a shot absorbed by Tim Gleason. Mitchell gets after it. Max Talbot, Nathan McKinnon out of the reach of Tyson Barrie and all the way back.
In my opinion, Colorado's most exciting player to watch, Tyson Barrie.
Along the boards, it goes by Nathan McKinnon all the way back in the Carolina zone. This will be icing. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker, our game keys.
Well, let's start with the team that played last night in Colorado and the rest paying dividends. So far, Carolina's had a very good early push. Iginla had the one excellent chance. It might have been the best of the game so far. Anton outplays Calvin. They're both off to good starts. And the more active blue line. We saw Sekera jump in, and Johnson jumped in for Iginla's backdoor bid.
Carolina 9-8-2 here at home. 9 of their 13 wins on home ice. Colorado is 7-8-5 on the road. They are one game over NHL 500 in the overall standings. Now McKinnon rubbed out a bit by Gleason. Barrie to the outside. Tyson Barrie. John Mitchell covers at the point. His shot blocked by Pat Dwyer. Max Talbot broken up by John Michael Lyles. Lyles hands it off to Dwyer, and Carolina will escape harm. Here they come. Brad Malone to the outside of Nate Gennon. And the Pittsburgh native plays him as they go to the corner. Loose along the boards, dug out by Patrick Dwyer. All the way across, intended for Jay McClement. He'll hunt it down. Looking for Malone on a cycle. Brad Malone in back of Calvin Pickard, manned by Nate Gennon, and held in by Carolina's Ryan Murphy. Good look at Tyson Barrie as he starts from his own zone. Elevating the puck, fielded by Victor Rask. The 21-year-old goes to work. He stops on a dime. Ron Hainsey sends it across for Murphy. His shot off a body, blocked by Nate Gennon. Fought for in the slot, controlled by Nathan Gerbe. Murphy hammers one. Pickard a save twice. The second opportunity, Yuri Tlusty. Now Murphy. He'll dangle. His shot blocked by Nate Gennon as Colorado attempts to get it out, and they succeed.
Good back pressure here from Gerbe, forcing the turnover.
Yuri Tlusty sends it back for Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe goes to work. Late guy, poke, denies, Pickard! And he leashes back with his glove hand and covers up. Outstanding goaltending early by Calvin Pickard. The latest on Justin Falk. We're scoreless.
We're scoreless in the first at PNC Arena, and the Hurricanes are halfway through their season and are the healthiest they've been all year long. In the month of January, they're 3-1-1, but overall their record this season is 13-24-5. Coach Peters has our Geico quote. He says, "We're better than our record. There's no question about that, but we have to own our work. We have a long way to go. We've missed some opportunities to have points by allowing late goals. Those are things that can't happen in the second half of the year." Guys?
Well, I think that Justin Falk gave a good answer about the one-team requirement needed to beat Colorado, and he said 60 minutes. They've just had some costly lapses and otherwise good performances. In St. Louis, it happened to be early in the second period Saturday.
Couple of leads, one at 3-1, the second one at 4-3. Out of the corner, McKinnon. Picked off by Lyles. He spots Eric Staal, and away they go. Here's Elias Lindholm. Good play by Jan Hejda. Lindholm got it back off a glass support. It goes deep. Jordan Staal pinned a bit by Eric Johnson. It kicks off the stick of Mitchell to McKinnon by Talbot, and all the way back in the Carolina zone.
I'm really curious to watch McKinnon tonight because, you know, he just doesn't seem to be where he was at last year, and he captivated the entire hockey world with what he did in that playoff series against the Minnesota Wild. He was just sensational.
Jordan Staal to the outside. The trailer is brother Eric inside for Jordan. Broken up by Matt Duchene and back out to the center zone. Carolina reorganizing. Justin Falk moving it by Jan Hejda. Matt Duchene with that great speed getting back. Hejda quick up. He gets it from Landeskog. They start again. Looking around this way is Eric Johnson. He'll elevate the puck. And a fellow Minnesotan. Justin Falk is on it. Indirect pass finding Skinner. Skinner over the line. He'll dance. Inside it goes. Nash is canceled by Duchene. Riley Nash to the outside of Nick Holden. Semin got a stick to it. Back to get it Duchene. Stolen by Skinner. Out in front. Nash. Pedal down Pickard. And now Matt Duchene. Options along for Daniel Briere. And Colorado will survive as they get it out. Ron Hainsey. His pass intended for Jeff Skinner comes all the way back. Pickard now hands it off. Nick Holden, hard pressed. A good forecheck. Skinner in support. Ben Street is back. It's loose. Street in control. He'll swing it back out to neutral ice, and camped out there, Danny Briere.
Good tight gap. Hainsey on Briere, and that's what you are going to have. You have to have it on any night, but against Colorado with their speed. You mentioned Duchene. McKinnon can fly, but Barrie can join the rush seamlessly. You have to have that tight gap.
But they need more from their younger players, with the exception of Eric Johnson and really Tyson Barrie, who has 23 assists. The young forwards have to pick it up. Tanguay and Iginla carrying this team. Now Cleach denied by Hudobin. He'll melt it down.
John, we talked about Justin Falk in our open. I don't think that Tanguay knew he was coming off the bench. I think Tanguay should have been on him, and you see Justin Falk, the rise of his offense, and Pickard makes an excellent shoulder save on the glove side. I mean, because that was a heater. May have only been a wrister, but that was a heavy offering from Falk.
Only D selected from the Eastern Conference, as we saw, for Justin Falk on that graphic. 10:56 left to go in this first period. Iginla. His next goal will tie the great Mike Bossy, the former New York Islander, for 20th all-time in terms of goal scoring. O'Reilly inside. Canceled is Alex Tanguay. Loose to the corner. A pinch by Eric Johnson. Back out to the center zone. Carolina, as we see, in control. It's Jiri Tlusty. He'll cut. His shot turned out easily by Calvin Pickard. Lyles denied again by Pickard. Standing on the pass was Nathan Gerby. Loose to the wall. Tlusty is on it. Iginla with a steal. Out to center ice in full flight. Eric Johnson. Here they come. He'll pull up. Off the stick of Anton Hudobin. It stays in play. Victor Rask hands it off to Lyles, and away go Carolina. You're looking at Tim Gleason. He'll get it deep.
By the way, to back up your point, at this, past the halfway point of the season, when you look at Duchene, Landeskog, McKinnon, and O'Reilly, the fact that Duchene would be the only player with over 10 goals, and he only has 11, is absolutely surprising when you look at Tanguay and Iginla leading the team in points.
That's right.
That's not how I'm sure Joe Sakic and Patrick Waugh drew it up.
Shots favor Carolina by 2 here in the early going. Jordan Staal moving it deep, cut off. Good play by Barrie. Lindholm's had a nice period. His shot off the blocker of Pickard. It's loose. Eric now, aerial flip, knocked down by Tyson Barrie. Eric Staal, Jordan Staal go to work on Barrie. They battle from the corner, dug out by Jordan. Out in front by Lindholm. Here's Sekera. He'll settle it down, dance at the line. Andre Sekera holding onto it. Justin Falk inside, swung off of Pickard by Jordan. And it's covered up here at the D by Tyson Barrie. And Colorado can exhale now as they throw it in.
Jordan Stahl's line with Eric and Elias Lindholm. They've been a threat on the ice every time. A couple of occasions it's been a 5-man unit with Sekera and Falk at the point.
Now Skinner, knocked out of midair by Holden. Semin, Skinner, cutting. His shot goes wide. Nash the rebound, and Pickard got a skate to it. He'll tie it up. We'll step aside. 8:49 left to go in the opening period. Cam Ward was in goal Saturday night in St. Louis. We'll take a look at a play in dispute when we come back. Saturday night in overtime in the Gateway City. Jay Bouwmeester gets a shot off here. Trip, here's the play involving Patrick Berglund.
Well, the reason we want to talk about it is because they ruled it, and I think appropriately so, goaltender interference, because Berglund comes by after Cam Ward is set. I don't think the crease is determinate. However, I think if you were to poll 30 general managers, 15 would say goalie interference, 15 would probably say not. And to me, it's a classic example of why Gary Bettman, the commissioner of our league, along with Colin Campbell and Mike Murphy in hockey operations, have resisted reviewing goalie interference. They only want to review it if you get it right.
Lindholm, another fine save by Calvin Pickard. In deep. Lindholm in control. Jordan's shot blocked on the way through. It goes in the screen. We'll get a stoppage of play.
And to elaborate on my point, the way it is right now, I think with a play like that, you're going to review really to get a second opinion. And it might only add to the subjectivity. You could even say it might add to the gray area. And so I agree with the commissioner that this is, a true reason as to why right now, until you collect more data, the way it is the best way.
Ryan Murphy off the face-off, fought off by Calvin Pickard. Jan Heda off Cody McLeod. Ron Hainsey played over 26 minutes in St. Louis on Saturday night, was a +3. That play is offside. And another break.
Well, the Hurricanes have had all sorts of chances here in the first 10 minutes. Primarily I think it's been the Jordan Staal, Eric Staal, Elias Lindholm line. Knowing that a team played last night, knowing that Pickard, who doesn't look like a backup goalie, but is in the nets. And don't forget, though, about the one Colorado chance, which was grade A. That guy Johnson to Iginla.
You see there, or saw there, the Hurricanes are getting an offensive payoff of late. The 9 goals scored in the last 2 games. Ben Street broken up by Ryan Murphy. Here's Riley Nash away from Marc-Andre Cliche. He'll send it in. Pickard in the trapezoid moves it. McLeod with 91 penalty minutes. That leads Colorado among the league leaders out to center. Gleason goes D to D. His partner tonight is John Michael Lyles. There's a healthy scratch in St. Louis on Saturday. Gleason in control. He'll gain center ice. Feed it in, and Pickard will slow it down. He'll move it. Choked off by Carolina's Patrick Dwyer. Jan Heda is on him. It deflects to Danny Briere, and away they go. Briere in control. Lead pass intended for Landeskog. And a foot race with Gleason in support. Colorado's Matt Duchene. McClement to the point. Nate Gennin sweeps it along. Turning Landeskog by Duchene. This way it's Daniel Briere. He'll rifle it down low. Off the stick of Duchene, who hunts it down. Gennin with a wrister caught by Hudobin. No further play. Should the Canes score 3 or more goals tonight, get a free large pizza when you buy a large regular priced pizza online at participating Papa John's the day after the Canes score 3 or more. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Good to see veteran official Rob Martell working with Dan O'Halloran tonight. Martell went down. He was working the game, the Hurricanes and the Blues, on Saturday night with Steve Kozzari, and he went down with a knee injury, but he was able to come back and work in Chicago on Sunday night. So this is 3 and 4 for Martell. Good to see him back and healthy.
They are tough like the players, and they don't play any home games. Now it's carried out here by Jiri Tlusty. Gennin in control, moved along. Curling back is Alex Tange, the 35-year-old veteran. Barry had it poked off his stick to the point. Falk outside the line. He retreats on Ryan O'Reilly. He stays with it. Justin Falk, a lead pass. Victor Rask, Jiri Tlusty. They're onside. Rask goes deep, turning his Falk. Victor Rask at the point. A pirouette by Sekera. A shot just wide. Loose in back of the goal. Nathan Gerby's on it. He'll wind it up. Poked off his stick nicely by Jerome McGinley, and it comes back.
Again, the defensive group that joins the attack. Falk first on the forecheck after a real protected play in a good way in the neutral zone, and then Sekera's one-on-one ability at the blue line. That was excellent.
Lead pass, John Mitchell to Nathan McKinnon, who shoves Murphy. Eric Staal, Lindholm feels the heat of Holden. They escape harm. And here they come. Hurricanes on the march. Jordan cutting. Out in front, he gets it back. They score! That's hockey, baby! Jordan Staal with his first of the season, and what a pass by Ryan Murphy.
You talk about the defense jumping in. Murphy starts it. Now he knows it's time to join. Drives the net. You see all of the range, the reach, the composure of Jordan Staal, the balance on one leg, and a beautiful game of give and go. Talbot in a bit of an unfamiliar position because he's a forward back. And as pretty of a goal as you're going to see. I love seeing Murphy jump in at the right time, starts in his own end. And Jordan Staal, I thought, after having an ordinary night in St. Louis, to have the type of period he's had.
Yeah, Jordan was a -3 in St. Louis on Saturday night. 3 assists in his first 6 games of the season. Now his first goal. But it was put on a tee by Ryan Murphy. What a play. Out of the corner now. It's centered for Marc-Andre Cliche. He'll get to it. Diagonally across for Erik Johnson. He'll address it. It goes wide looking for a tip. Coming up is Jan Hejda, canceled by Alex Semin. Held in by Colorado's Marc-Andre Cliche. Elias Lindholm will get the secondary assist on the goal, which comes at 14:05. Jeff Skinner on the gallop. Broken up. Cliche coming back on Nash. Skinner looks for Semin. Now Sekera. He'll move wide. Andrej Sekera goes to work. Centers one. Pickard shuts it down. Alexander Semin and Riley Nash on the doorstep. And it was Riley Nash who had the chance. Shut down by Calvin Pickard. Jordan Staal with a celly. Carolina by 1. Back here in Raleigh, and the principals involved, Tripp, in the first scoring play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Murphy, since he came back from his last batch of games in the American League, is much better defensively, dealing with the speed, the size of McKinnon. Eric Staal helping out down low, almost back in a low centerman's position. Then Murphy gets it up to Jordan. Then they expose that lane as Talbot goes down. By the way, Jordan, to be able to beat Brad Stewart, a veteran big defenseman like he did before he got it down low to Murphy, that's pretty impressive.
Off the draw, Sekera. To the flank it goes for Lindholm. Jordan shut down by Pickard. Carolina's 19th shot in period 1. Jordan Staal, Andrej Sekera, across for Falk. Here it comes. Stopped again by Pickard. Colorado, all they can do, ice the puck in this scenario. If it makes it, it will. We'll swing it back. New to PNC Arena this season, state-of-the-art lighting using LED technology developed and manufactured by Durham One, North Carolina-based Cree Incorporated.
Well, I mean, you look at this Colorado team, and I've watched several of their games, and they've played excellent hockey when you look at their record, but they rely so much on the goaltender. I mean, Varlamov has been a one-man show.
Yeah.
When you look at some of their recent wins, in particular in Chicago and Ottawa and Pickard, where would they be in this period without him?
The one in Chicago on January 6th, a 2-0 shutout for Semyon Varlamov. 54 saves. Pretty good night's work, but they relied too heavily on the goaltending. Now, Gleason with a shot caught through a screen by Calvin Pickard.
It's absolutely why I thought Semyon Varlamov, when Colorado was the story of the league, that he should have been a prime candidate to win the Hart Trophy as league MVP. Look at Pickard, look around, he looks to his left, looks to his right. That tells me a goaltender's ready to play when he'll look around both sides. And I remember Varlamov playing a preseason game as a Washington Capital first-round pick in this building years ago, and you could see how good he was going to be.
Carolina now has hit a season-high first-period shots on goal. They're at 20. They've hit 18 3 times this season, so they have easily surpassed that. Looking for more. Just about 16 minutes gone in the stanza. Brad Stewart, Nick Holden flushed out by Victor Rask. They go to the wall, Tanguay tries to dump it out. It deflects in the crowd. We get a stoppage of play.
Well, the Hurricanes are doing what you have to do as a team that waited, had a good day of practice yesterday, and watched Colorado play. They've stayed out of the box. They've rolled 4 lines. Everybody feels a part. And when you can back up one good shift after another, all 6D, and the defensemen across the board seem to be making good decisions to jump and hem Colorado in. It's just a picture-perfect first period.
No doubt. Barry now in control. It pinballs out. John Mitchell knocked out of midair by Ryan Murphy. That forced an offside with 3:44 left to go in period 1.
But with all that being said, where would the Hurricanes be without his save on Jerome McGinley? It's 0-0 early in the first period. I mean, so you look and, yeah, you see 8 shots, for Anton Khudobin, but 1 asterisk or maybe 2 asterisks next to that again, let's say.
Canes will be idle until Friday night. The Vancouver Canucks will make their only appearance of the season. We'll be back on Fox Sports Carolinas, and it commences with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Tyson Barrie, fielded by Ryan Murphy, paired on defense with Ron Hainsey. Here's Alex Semin. Took a slight bump that time, but got it back for the defense. Hainsey, spring pass all the way through. Semin gets there first, ahead of Gennin. Max Talbot, the veteran, back deep for the D. Nate Gennin, away from Alexander Semin, a little chip by Talbot, and away they go. Here's John Mitchell. Now Talbot to the outside. Tyson Barrie with a shot well high. Good play by Colorado, but Barrie, as we saw, off the mark, and now Ryan Murphy will get it deep.
A tough line change for Carolina, because McClement was just off the bench.
Eric Johnson will be a first-time All-Star. Good for him, young man from Bloomington, Minnesota. Now Sekera. A wrister knocked out of midair. Shot taken by McClement, blocked. Good block by Eric Johnson. Carolina gets after it now. From the corner, McClement, he'll grind it. In control. In deep for Dwyer. Sekera flashing, given a shove that time by Marc-Andre Cliche. Colorado angles one off the wall. No icing. Khudobin out to play it.
Andre Sekera has had, I think, as active of a first period of jumping virtually every shift. I mean, Falk's been no slouch from that standpoint, too. And boy, that's so important in 2015.
Here's Ben Street. Played collegiately at Wisconsin. They go to the corner. Falk is on it. Justin Falk now. Elias Lindholm. Choked off a bit by Brad Stewart. Brad Malone, dead center. Moves it back in his own zone. Just about 18 minutes gone in period 1.
You just saw the strength of the All-Star Falk there on Street. One guy at Minnesota Duluth, and Street went to Wisconsin.
All right, let's take a look at our first installment tonight. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. You saw Victor Rask, and here's why. Take a look at shots on goal. The rookie leaders. Philip Forsberg of Nashville is the pace setter right now, and Mr. Rask is right behind him.
Well, he continues to impress us with his promise. Now, he had a multi-point game against the Blues, but I actually thought it was one of his rougher outings. That's how good he's been away from the puck. Told me he thinks he's going to go to New York City during the All-Star break.
Really? Shot deflects wide. That'll be good.
Yeah.
There's usually some things going on there. Now, Tyson Barrie back on it. You know me, I'll be in the peak of good living for an extended stay. As Gleason now will play it along the boards and all the way back.
Rask might want to go see that Broadway show that has all those ABBA shows. They're Swedish, aren't they?
Landeskog now along the boards, tied up. Nate Gennin for Colorado. He'll move it. $1:22 left to go in the opening period. Rask off a body. Canceled by Landeskog. Held in. Stolen here by Briere and back out. Danny Briere has 8 goals. 3 of those game winners as Eric Stahl's going off on a change and Carolina regroups.
And Briere has been elevated with fine young Croatian Rendulic out of the lineup for Colorado. So this is a new assignment for Danny Briere.
All right, Jordan Stahl, who has scored his first of the season tonight. Let's take a look.
Right from his first shift, you could tell he was ready to start the game on time. As a matter of fact, when I got here for our production meeting, he was the first car in the parking lot. He was the first player to arrive, and I think he was truly the first player to set the tone in this hockey game. What a play to be able to beat Stewart and then finish off the beautiful give and go with Ryan Murphy.
Tanguay, Iginla. Give and go, and they've had harmony all season. They have in the past, too, elsewhere, especially in Calgary. Out of the corner, Lyles in control to the outside, Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly won the Lady Byng Trophy last season for gentlemanly play. Now it's broken up here by Victor Rask. Rask moves it off O'Reilly. To the point it goes. Johnson with his head up, picked off again by Anton Khudobin.
That was deceivingly tough. That was through a screen. I'm not sure if that puck was going to be on target or not. But Johnson, who has been scoring more goals than any defenseman in the league, looks to be end over end a little bit. Can't tell if it was on net. Either way, hold on. And if there's been one part of Khudobin's armor that's been difficult, it's been his glove. So good to see him look that one in. What a season from Erik Johnson.
Only 4 games left prior to the All-Star break for the Hurricanes. So a chance tonight to spot Khudobin in. Carolina has a back-to-back on the weekend after playing Vancouver here Friday night. Will be in Canada's capital on Saturday.
So you would think he'll play one of those games too. And big game in Dallas tonight. Speaking of Canada's capital, Jason Spezza, I believe, is playing against Ottawa in Dallas.
The Ottawa Senators in the Metroplex. Now Falk. 23 seconds left in period one. Sekera. Center zone. Snapped along by Semin. Broken up by Tyson Barrie. Cradled here by Semin. Looking for McClement. You see it come back. 12 seconds left in the period. Tyson Barrie on Jay McClement. Out of the corner. Shielding the puck nicely is Semin. Little backhand dish to the point. Fielded by Falk. Inside Skinner. Off the blocker of Pickard at the horn. Good chance for the Hurricanes. And Ryan Murphy, who set up Jordan Staal beautifully. For the game's only goal, be Tripp's guest, the PNC Bank first intermission. Carolina 20 shots on goal in the period. Jordan with the marker. 1-0 Carolina after 20. Welcome back, everybody. Matt Duchene of Colorado in town for their only appearance this season. Jordan Staal has the only game. And Tripp, you want to speak about shift length here.
And I picked guys from different lines on both teams. And look at the stark difference. And again, Colorado having played last night. All three forwards over 50 seconds. Semin at times, long shifts. No, 44, 43 for the goal scorer, and 39 for Gerby. And you go back to last Friday where Bill Peters had the stopwatch out in practice and told the forwards their shift length had to improve, and that could really be a benefit to Carolina as this game goes on.
That's the voice of Tripp Tracy. I'm John Forsland. Chantel McCabe at ice level as we start the second period at PNC Arena, along with our fine production team. Jordan Staal has the only goal. Rask with a shot turned out by Calvin Pickard, who recorded his first NHL win on November 22nd in Denver. The only meeting between the two teams this season. Prior to this one, this is the final one. Colorado on a 5-game road swing that will last 9 days. They played last night in Washington. Lost the game 2-1. Carolina is idle until Friday night here against Vancouver. We'll start on Fox Sports Carolinas at 6:30. Ryan O'Reilly pulls up. Lays it along for Alex Tanguay, who's checked by Jordan Staal. Tanguay to the outside. He has 13 goals, and that leads Colorado. Eric Staal with a chip, not out. Tyson Barrie wide of Anton Hudobin. It's golfed out of the zone by Elias Lindholm, and you see it come all the way back.
Get to it in a few minutes. By the way, the two All-Stars we talked about, Johnson and Falk, they had a huge difference in their shift length. I mean, it'll really come back to bite you in a 60-minute game, let alone if you played the night before, if you're not able to keep them short.
Now Briere hands it off to Nate Dennen. He'll elevate it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Andrej Sekera ready for Danny Briere. Colorado attempting to get to a forecheck. It's Gabriel Landeskog at the top of your screen, broken up by his junior teammate Jeff Skinner, and back out to center ice. They both played with the Kitchener Rangers of the Ontario Hockey League.
Remember that game when Landeskog was still playing for Kitchener because he's a year younger, and the Hurricanes were in Buffalo, and Landeskog came to Buffalo to watch Jeff. He was hurt at the time, I believe, maybe a shoulder injury, but came to watch Jeff play, and Jeff was an all-star and the Rookie of the Year that year.
Ryan Murphy, the Kitchener Ranger, also. Landeskog swallowed by Anton Hudobin. No further play. Let's take a look at the first period numbers, brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Ah, man, now I want wings.
Just an excellent period of hockey. Carolina getting better and better on home ice. I mean, the one area that Colorado had a little bit of an edge ended up being in the face-off circle. And Anton Hudobin made that one magnified save at 0-0 on a Ginla on the nice feed from Eric Johnson.
John Mitchell from ice level facing off here with Jay McClement, who wins it back. Now comes all the way around and back out to center ice. McClement. Good stick by Nathan McKinnon. It comes all the way in where it jumps the goal stick of Calvin Pickard. Next, Talbot tries to clear. It's loose as we see. McKinnon is on it, and away he goes. Carolina has numbers back. A good block by John Michael Lyles. And the Hurricanes transition. Here's McClement. A handoff for Dwyer. His shot stopped by Pickard and gained by John Mitchell. Mitchell took a hit to make a play, and Colorado floats it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Sekera paired on defense with Justin Polk. On the wall, Patrick Dwyer from Brad Malone. He'll roll it in, and Carolina will get a line change.
McKinnon's effort is there, but he just looks lost on this line with Mitchell and with Talbot. You know, as I said earlier in the game, at some point I think McKinnon's going to be a centerman. I think he's going to have a sensational career. But right now, there's some bumps in the road, and that's not atypical for a lot of sophomores.
So many players have gone through that, and now Falk moving away from Cody McLeod. Nathan Gerby underneath it, not out though. He's peppered by Ben Street. Sekera pinned by McLeod. Falk moves it. Good play coming back that time by Yuri Talusti, and away they go. Talusti over the line on the off wing, threads it across. Street got a stick to it. Now Rask in control. Talusti inside for Gerby, broken up by Nate Gennon. Colorado attempting to clear. Victor Rask for Carolina moves it by Nathan Gerby. Jan Heda this way in control as the Avalanche attempt to get it out. Along the wall now, a pinch by Carolina's Ryan Murphy, who set up Jordan Staal in the game's only goal. His shot tipped. Pickard says no, and he hangs on. Little tip out in front from Victor Rask.
Good to see Ryan Murphy getting pucks to the net. And speaking of the defenseman that Murphy is, 2 Minnesota natives headed to the All-Star game. Look at the shift length. 46 seconds for Justin Falk. You want the benchmark to be 50, so he's under that at even strength hockey. And Eric Johnson, 108. I mean, he knows how to conserve his energy, but having played in Washington, 108. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. Off the draw now. Gleason moves it along. Eric Staal, Lindholm poked out of his way that time by Ryan O'Reilly. Tanguay with a shift, moves it across for Iginla. Jerome Iginla, Alex Tanguay out of the corner. Carolina gets back on it. Jordan out to center ice. Jordan Staal hits the Colorado line. He's defended by Tyson Barrie. Barrie plays it well. Lindholm for Jordan. Back to the point. Controlled by Lyles. His shot blocked in front. Good block that time by Eric Johnson. And it comes out to dead center. Tanguay had it, lost it. It's loose. Top of your screen, Lyles. Swings it out to the center zone. O'Reilly for Barrie. Now Tanguay with Iginla. Here it comes. Swallowed by Hudobin.
That puck still explodes off of Iginla's stick, and Ryan Murphy is doing so many good things right now, getting to the middle on the offensive blue line, getting shots through in different ways there, not just the body positioning, but the good stick on McKinnon. That led to the goal, the only goal of the hockey game. Listening to communication from the bench, this puck hits something, just get it by the first guy and give it a chance, and that nearly found its way between Pickard's legs.
Double tip. It comes all the way back. Landeskog. Beautiful look there. It's reversed. Nick Holden coming up to the point. Duchesne. It's tipped wide by Landeskog. Getting to it is Jeff Skinner. Off the wall and back out. Nash ahead of Gabriel Landeskog, who retreats now and now starts ahead. He sets up Duchesne out in front. Off the crossbar. What a move by Duchesne. And right off the metal and back out now. Sekera over the line, moving up. Andre Sekera, Alexander Semin, one-timer fanned on. Jeff Skinner. Skinner centers. Back of the goal, Nash. Off Stewart. Defended by Brad Stewart. It's loose. Semin in the corner. Alex Semin to the outside. He'll dart. He'll shoot one. Blocked at the D by Stewart. Falk. Now Sekera holding onto it. Looking for a lane. Along the wall. In control now. Semin for Sekera. Looking for a tip. Knocked down Landeskog. Dug out by Skinner. They still fight for it. Skinner off Pickard. Stewart hands it off to Landeskog, and out they come. Here's Matt Duchesne. Moving in, Daniel Briere. His shot goes high. A possible tip from Andre Sekera. Cody McLeod for Colorado. Interrupted by Sekera. And away go the Hurricanes.
Well, that excellent chance for Duchesne was started by the captain, Landeskog. Just a hungry back pressure turnover play in the neutral zone.
Ben Street off a stick. Street played his first game of the season against Carolina in late November. The only two he has played until now. And most of the year in the American Hockey League, and then he's been injured. Now it's played along the wall here and fed deep by Jay McClement for Brad Malone. Late guy is Dwyer. His shot, he scores! Patrick Dwyer! Set up by the former Avalanche, Brad Malone, and Carolina is up by 2.
Hey, you talk about line changes, especially in the second period. Longer to go to the bench. You have to change wisely. Here comes Dwyer on. He's the second guy to come on the ice. The first guy, McClement, goes to the front of the net. So you change at a good time, leave the next line in a good place. The first guy, McClement, goes to create a perfect screen. You can see Pickard couldn't see it. The second guy off the bench, Dwyer, nice little stop and start to delay, find the shooting lane, and the Hurricanes a big goal.
So production from Carolina's fourth line for Bill Peters. He'll like that. Good fundamental play by the Hurricanes. Patrick Dwyer picks up the goal. Brad Malone, now Victor Rask holding onto it. Malone gets the primary assist. Jay McClement gets the other. And the goal comes at 6:03. For Patrick Dwyer, his fourth goal of the season. Over the line now. Talusti moves it wide. Spins off a hit. Moves it across. Rask in control. McKinnon is on him. Nathan McKinnon gets help from Max Talbot, who drops it back to John Mitchell. Mitchell over the line, holding onto it. Now a chop chance by McKinnon, but a penalty upcoming here against Carolina. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Well, Colorado had a chance to tie it. It was a beautiful move by a guy who at times is a human highlight reel. Matt Duchene right off the crossbar. Patrick Dwyer comes late and scores. Young Victor Rask trip in the box here for holding, so Colorado gets their first power play.
Yeah, let's take a look. There's the use of the free hand on Nathan McKinnon. And the Avs scored a power play goal last night. Both of these teams, even though they're not in the playoff picture right now, have been riding red-hot penalty kills. And let's see if the Canes can continue their streak.
Colorado 24th with their power play, tied for 17th on the road. Ryan O'Reilly out of the corner. To the point, Tyson Barrie loading the gun, riding the ship, moved along. Now it's Iginla. Barrie one more time. Around the horn they go, along the boards now. Moving with it, Tanguay, trading places with O'Reilly. Back to the point, Barrie. Tyson Barrie, one-timer, Iginla stopped by Hudobin. Moved back, Gleason out of the corner, peppered by Briere. Tim Gleason tries to locate the puck. Colorado stays with it. Good work by Iginla. McClement looking for Hainsey. Hainsey forced by Tanguay. Tanguay momentary steal, and now McClement for Carolina will feed it out.
See, once again, during this whole penalty-killing run, Ron Hainsey and Tim Gleason start the kill. Not Falk and Sekera. They actually back them up and are on now.
Carolina number 4 with the penalty killing. Number 7 at home. It's fielded by Iginla. Jerome Iginla out in front. Tanguay, Iginla again through the blue. Gerby not out. Held in by Tyson Barrie. He'll walk the line. Hold on to it. This way it's Ryan O'Reilly. He'll hinge in deep. He'll circle the wagons. Indirect pass finding Iginla. He'll dust it off. Handoff now for Ryan O'Reilly. A turn now on Sekera, who plays it well. O'Reilly from his knees gets back up. He goes back down on his knees, and it's played here by Tanguay. In the slot, a good back check by Riley Nash. All the way back to the house, and Carolina gets it out.
That's such a good read, and then the proper execution from Nash, because both Falk and Sekera are below the goal line. He's the weak side penalty killer in the middle, so he has to come down low. He did beautifully.
Here comes McKinnon. He'll fish it to himself. Pass denied. Dwyer hands it over. It's Johnson. To the point now, Nick Holden. And across, they set it up again. Landeskog off the blocker of Hudobin. Played by Eric Johnson. Top of your screen, Gabriel Landeskog. He'll move it. Out of the reach of Matt Duchene. Out of the box is Rask. In control now. Carolina has done it again. Short-handed. Out of the corner. In control, McKinnon. Johnson broken up by Rask. The penalized player. Colorado with 2 shots on an unsuccessful power play, and it comes out.
And the key work was Nash, and then Hudobin saved. Deceivingly good through traffic.
Matt Duchene off a glass support. Nathan McKinnon to the outside. The point now. Brad Stewart. The veteran will feed it along for Duchene. Matt Duchene out in front. Good stick by Anton Hudobin. Duchene between the wickets of Landeskog. Loose along the wall. Little golf chance by Lindholm. Here come the Hurricanes. Partial 2-on-1. Dwyer Jordan. Off Jordan Stahl's stick. Jordan now in control, holding onto it. A tight turn on McKinnon. He gets help from Lindholm. Elias Lindholm grinds out of the corner. He sets up Eric. His shot. Tipped. Knocked down by Pickard. Loose. Duchene leaves it along here for McKinnon and back out.
Well, that was the definition for Eric Stahl. Unfortunately, that puck not being in the wheelhouse. Jordan Stahl on that rush was not skating like the guy coming back from the broken leg.
Now it pops out to Calvin Pickard. We get a break in play. 9:52 left to go in the second period. Jordan Staal and the Canes up by a deuce here in Raleigh.
2-0 Carolina at PNC Arena. Jordan Staal scored his first goal of the season in the first period, but it's not just the numbers and ice time, plus or minus, or points that he brings to the team. His presence has a ripple effect throughout the lineup. Fellow centerman Riley Nash told me that having 11 to play with is energizing. Riley says he leads by example with how responsible he plays defensively, winning one-on-one battles, challenging for position, and that other players have no excuse to not play 100% every shift. That effort is so contagious, guys.
Well, you know what, Chantel, if you're Riley Nash and all of a sudden you don't have to deal with the top defensive pairing or the top checking centerman because Jordan draws that assignment, I'd be licking my chops and welcoming him back to the lineup too. I mean, that's how you have that filter down effect and getting guys back where they should be slotted. So much has to do with Jordan being healthy.
Well, Riley did a pretty good job with that, though, in the early stages of Jordan's absence. Front end of the season now. Jeff Skinner with a shot and deflects through a screen by Calvin Pickard. Fed along by Ryan Murphy. Knocked down hard by Cody McLeod. Skinner looking for Nash, and now out of the corner. Going down and getting back up, Alexander Semin. Semin along the wall is tied up by Brad Stewart. Stick is held for a moment. Play will continue. Nate Gennon around the wall. Ron Hainsey top of your screen. Looking for Skinner. On a cycle, left there by Semin. Now Tyson Berry. Along the wall, Max Talbot off a stick off McLeod and captured at center by Murphy as they start again.
And I think Nash doing well with that early has helped him be a good penalty killer.
Over the line, Berry. John Mitchell's shot deflects off Hainsey wide. Mitchell, a player that Colorado didn't have in the playoffs a season ago. He was injured. In the high slot, now it kicks around. It goes off Semin and back out to neutral ice. In control, a rink-wide feed for Mitchell. Mitchell steps in the Carolina zone, feeds ahead for Tanguay, mopped up. And he's peppered at the D by Hainsey. Holden off a stick. It deflects off Toulouse. It goes astray. Matt Duchene on a line change. He'll circle. Power move off the paddle of Hudobin. Overskated in the slot by Tanguay. Holden a force, broken up by Skinner, and all the way back out.
Duchene, who helps to make that play there, did not get into the series that you mentioned against Minnesota until the late stages. I ask you this, had Berry not been hurt, would the Avalanche have won?
They might have. Now Iginla. 7 games. They lost on home ice in overtime to the Minnesota Wild. Out of the corner now. Holden moves it. Inside it's Duchene, the former first-round pick. Hands it off on a cycle. Dangling here is Tanguay. Duchene one more time. Good back check by Kirby. Defense provided by Sekera. And away they go. Canceled by Nick Holden. To the stick of Jerome McGinley. He feeds it ahead. It's a foot race. Falk fights off Tanguay, but a steal by Iginla. The trailer. He'll cut. Lay it along for Eric Johnson off the stick of Elias Lindholm. And it goes out of play.
John, it was still 1-0, and watch the play that Gabe Landeskog is going to make to force this turnover in the neutral zone. And he ends up getting it eventually to Duchene. The next whistle was Dwyer's goal. And there is a rule in the NHL. You cannot award 2 goals at the same stoppage of play. So hypothetically, if they went back and reviewed and found that that hit the inside bar, Dwyer's goal would have been disallowed and that one allowed. Obviously, they made the right call and hit the crossbar.
Out of the reach of Ryan O'Reilly. Eric Staal cutting across. Nathan McKinnon. O'Reilly, Landeskog on this line. Back it goes. Shot taken from the point, deflects. As it was let go that time from the point man, Nate Gennon. Jordan Staal fights him off. Walks in. Shut down by Pickard a couple of times. Third chance off the stick of Eric Staal. Here come the Avalanche, and flying ahead is McKinnon. His shot off the metal again. Near post of Hudobin. Out of the corner. Jordan Staal broken up by Ryan O'Reilly in a dogfight for the puck. Landeskog, a bouncer in on Hudobin. He'll slow it down.
Now remember, you have to know where the score is at. So if John Michael Lyles wisely is going to jump in, somebody's got to cover. Jordan Staal continues to have a difference-making night. Look at him. Protect the puck against Landeskog, among others, and then Lyles jumps in as a defenseman. So that means somebody's got to cover. And Lindholm tried to get back to help Gleason, but it was really a reconnaissance mission, and McKinnon hits the short side post. 2 posts for Colorado in the period.
2 posts, they're not even shots. But they could give the team a little bit of momentum here. They're being outshot, as we see, 28-14. Carolina had 20 of those shots in period 1, a season high. 7:01 left, second period. John Trippin Chantel, but he was always Barry off a stick. That goes in the screen. Another break. Monday, catch a new episode of the new college football show, Next Class, as we track the nation's top high school recruits through National Signing Day. Hosted by Jen Heldreth and Scott.com's Chad Simmons. It's the Next Class 2015, presented by Hyundai. Monday, 10:30 Eastern on Fox Sports South.
I think playing with Ron Hainsey will help Murphy tonight, too. You know, he's been playing with Gleason, another veteran, but I think Ron sort of relishes this role of trying to help a young guy along, and so far they've had good chemistry tonight.
Now Ryan Murphy. Jay McClement lurking back. Jan Hayda, they go to the corner. In deep, McClement on the attack. Marc-Andre Cliche, Jan Hayda are there for Colorado. Referee says move it. We'll see what the boys do. They usually listen. They comply. McClement to the outside. Back it goes. Fielded and neutralized by Ron Hainsey, who's partnered with Ryan Murphy tonight.
Well, the referees know that they're going to be very icy conditions on the roads here in Raleigh after the game. So
that's right.
Hurry up.
It goes deep, and we've seen it before. As it comes back out to center ice, and get dangerous here. We hope everybody is safe tonight as it's cleared in. Be careful. Falk now coming all the way back to it. Sakara out of the corner. Underneath it and out is Riley Nash. Center zone. Moved along by Skinner. Out in front, Semin. The pass cut off by Nick Holden. Now Semin lays it along for Skinner. He'll wrap it ahead, but it's picked off by Daniel Briere right into the Carolina bench. Look out. And it appears that everybody's okay. 5:35 left in the second period. Well, the Canes will have a couple of days to get ready for the next one, which is Friday night on Fox Sports Carolinas. The Vancouver Canucks make their only appearance, led by the Sedin twins. It'll start with Hurricanes live at 6:30.
The Canucks have been a much better road team than they have been at home. They're playing in Nashville tonight, and it's not the Sedins headed to the All-Star game. It's former Hurricane Radim Vrbata, so congratulations to Vrbata.
And Vancouver losing early in Music City. Nashville's incredible right now. They're up 2-0 already against Vancouver. Out to center ice. Tanguay. Lead pass for Kinla, defended by Andre Sakara. Look out! Hudobin, not his forte, but he survives.
It's the biggest difference so far this year between Ward and Hudobin, because both, especially since the beginning of November, have been excellent at stopping pucks. Cam's just been a much better, puck handling goaltender. I mean, that's the only chink in what Anton's done tonight, because he has been very timely.
Now Johnson lays it back. Winding is Tanguay. Cross corner dump in. Sakara's on it. Off a stick. Controlled by Duchesne. Skate the stick now. Pass flung out in front by Tanguay. Chopped right out. Hudobin said no. The opportunity for Eric Johnson. The Carolina Ale House is the spot to watch the Hurricanes on the road, and a brand new location has just opened up in downtown Raleigh. That'll be this Monday. The Hurricanes are in Toronto taking on the Maple Leafs. You can log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
I drove by that beautiful new location today, and you look at Tyson Barrie. Like Ryan Murphy, who's made a big impact in this game. He was a Kelowna Rocket, where Shea Weber, you mentioned Nashville, came out of that program, and as did Duncan Keith. Excellent defenseman out there in Kelowna with the Rockets.
In control now, O'Reilly, peppered by Rask. Ryan O'Reilly stopping and starting, takes it to the outside. Landeskog grinding on Hainsey. From his knees, he sets up McKinnon in back of the goal. He'll take it to the outside. Nathan McKinnon stopping and starting. Through the slot, nobody home. Gerby tries to clear, and the Hurricanes forge it out.
This is Patrick Waugh juggling here, putting McKinnon with Landeskog and O'Reilly.
Here comes O'Reilly. His shot turned out by Hudobin. The rebound controlled by Yuri Talusny. Tyson Barrie up on the play. McKinnon! What a save! Oh, mercy! What a stop by Anton Hudobin.
Can you say his glove has gone from an Achilles heel to an absolute superpower? It's not like that's chopped liver in the slot. That's Nathan McKinnon, the reigning Rookie of the Year. Looks it right into the glove. In October, Anton, you wouldn't have seen those eyes tracking the puck. What an awesome glove snare.
Now Gleason. Out in front, McLeod, and Hudobin said no in the redirect. Out of the corner, Gleason. Back out, it's Brad Malone right on the tape. Carolina's second goal scorer tonight, Pat Dwyer. He'll circle away from Holden. Malone was taken out by Brad Stewart. He's slow to get up. Dwyer fielded by Calvin Pickard. No further play.
Boy, I'm still absorbing that save. And no longer friends. They'll be friends after the game. Former Avalanche forward Brad Malone. Brad Stewart, actually, they were not teammates, as Stewart came to Colorado in the summer. And Brad seems to be fine. And by the way, on that last shift, that's a big juggle that you're going to have to watch as Patrick Roy loaded up with O'Reilly, McKinnon, and Landeskog on the same line. I can't. The puck's there, so there's no interference. I didn't think the head was targeted or the primary point of contact, at least from those looks. I thought it was a good, clean hockey hit. As long as that head is not the primary point and targeted, there are going to be times where there are going to be contact situations with the head. So I thought that was a good hit. Bill Peters does not like the way this game has gone since Dwyer made it 2-0. So this is a good use of a timeout. This is as animated as we've seen him in quite some time.
It's good to see. Good to see with a 2-goal lead. Experience the excitement of Canes hockey. The new 5-game flex pack starting at $125. Choose from 7 key matchups ranging from January to March. Receive a $25 gift card to the iStore. Call 866-NHL-CANES or log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com/tickets for more details and to secure your seats now.
Do you think Bill was saying, hey guys, it's my birthday, I need a better second period?
Maybe, but emphatically. Yeah, he put a lot of behind it. Bill Peters celebrating his birthday today, his 29th. It's fed in by Nate Gennon. Around the wall now. John Michael Lyles will slide it all the way back.
Well, happy birthday to Bill. Oh, he looks much calmer now, and he's moved on from, I think, a very good use of the timeout. You look at the saves that Hudobin has made, as well as the 2 posts that Colorado has had in this period. Gets out and gets set. He's not moving when the shot is taken. And there's no razzle-dazzle in that. He needed every bit of that windmill to make that save on McKinnon.
Off the draw. Eric Stahl plays it along the boards and back out. Through center, it's turned back. So some moments here for Bill Peters to rally his troops, refocus the group. 3:15 left in the second period, a 2-goal lead. That's not comfortable by any stretch in the National Hockey League. Through center ice now, choked off by Gleason on Tyson Barrie. They scrum for it. Swooping in the zone, Eric Stahl. The trailer is Lindholm. He stays with it. The captain pulls up. No friends to pass to for now. Now he spots one. Played to himself nicely by Justin Falk. Inside for Victor Rask. Rask to the point, Sekera. His shot fought off by Pickard and played here by Alex Tanguay. He'll shy away from a hit thrown at him by Victor Rask. A reverse by Tyson Barrie. 2:35 left to go in the second period.
Boy, the Hurricanes line changes here in this second period. Even though Bill Peters hasn't liked some of the things here in the last few minutes, the line changes have been very good.
Played along the boards and deep by Tyson Barrie. Falk for Carolina to the corner. Sekera. Choked off by Landeskog. Nobody home out in front. Falk was there. He tries to dump it out. Played here by Toulouse by Nick Holden. Brad Stewart for Colorado. Looking for O'Reilly, and now on the transition, here they come again. Moving up is McKinnon. He's picked up his game in the second period. A steal. Nathan Gerbe for Carolina. In the zone. Stops. Lays it back. Toulouse to the outside. His shot off a stick. It goes high. It stays in play. Gabriel Landeskog, Colorado's captain, over the line, goes wide. McKinnon out in front, turned out by Hudobin. Played here by Riley Nash. Nash from his own zone. With $1:40 left to go in the second period. He'll feather ahead, and Stewart is back on it.
The fact that Landeskog had to shoot that puck from a sharp angle tells you Carolina sorted well off of the rush, because that's the last thing that the Colorado captain wanted to do was shoot from there.
Brad Malone over the line. They're onside. His shot tipped on the way through, covered up by Pickard. the block from Brad Stewart. Anton Hudobin, his body of work has been stellar tonight.
Boy, I mean, maybe he hasn't seen a ton of quantity, but he has seen some major quality. And I go back again to his glove. I mean, how many nights did we say he'd play well, but he'd give a freebie, deflating type goal on the glove side high? And he makes, maybe for him, the save of the year on Nathan MacKinnon a few minutes ago with that glove. I mean, just an absolute beauty.
Face off as we see in the Colorado zone. McClement given the boot. Skinner now will face off against John Mitchell. Mitchell wins it back. Hayda paired on defense with Barry. Moved along for Max Talbot. Talbot, who won a Stanley Cup with Pittsburgh in 09, will get it deep. Anton Hudobin moves it out of the corner. It's Hainsey. Hainsey over the head of the defenseman Barry. Now a foot race. It's Skinner and Barry. And the gap is sealed off by Jan Hayda for a moment, though. On and off the stick of Alex Semin. Along the boards now, McLeod covering up McClement. He'll feed it along for Skinner. He flushes out Tyson Barry. 50 seconds left in the period. Semin. Falk in the zone. His shot blocked by Hayda. The rebound. What a stop! Calvin Pickard came across and robs Alexander Semin.
Old school two-pad stack by Pickard, as the Hurricanes definitely seem to be a more refocused group after the Bill Peters timeout. And well, there's the downside of Tyson Barry. He's looking at the puck instead of trying to find the open man, and his goaltender makes a super stop. By the way, Barry and Hayda playing defense, that's not typical. Typically, it's Hayda and Eric Johnson as partners.
Right. That's how they played most of the game last night in D.C. Off the draw, Sekera moved along around the boards. 37 seconds left in the period. Played along by Tanguay. Knocked down by Eric for Jordan. Jordan interrupted by Eric Johnson. Johnson goes to work for the Avalanche. Eric Stahl coming back for Carolina. Left for Sekera. 23 seconds left in the period. Little figure skating by Sekera now. Eric Stahl back out. Here's Gennon in front of his own bench. He'll shoot it in. Hudobin out to play at 12 seconds left. Shots 33 Carolina, 20 taken by Colorado. Icing is called here with 7.8 seconds left in the period. Come to St. Albans Drive in Raleigh, the Harris Teeter in North Hills. That's tomorrow from 5:30 and 6:30. And meet Ron Hainsey and sample the new creation, the Ronster. Get autographs, meet Ron tomorrow at Harris Teeter in North Raleigh.
Boy, Victor Rask, a lot of trust, not Eric Stahl, taking this face-off. Boy, that's a lot of belief in Victor. He's a lefty.
Colorado has it. Shot taken, swallowed by Hudobin right off the draw. Eric Johnson let it fly.
And the reason I said lefty is because you can power back there on that left side. So who do you come out with? You come out with McClement. That's absolutely the right move. Jay McClement, a lefty, like Victor, like Eric Stahl. Eric Stahl stays on in case Jay McClement gets booted.
So does Victor Rask. Lindholm went off. 4.5 seconds left in the period. O'Reilly wins it back. Scrum Landeskog with Falk. That'll do it. 2 in the books here in Raleigh. Jay McClement will be Tripp's guest for the PNC Bank kickoff. The second intermission will have highlights of Vancouver and Nashville. The Canucks in here on Friday night. So 2 periods down here in the capital city, and a good one for the Hurricanes. They get a second period goal from Patrick Dwyer as the fourth line comes through once again. But overall, this has been an outstanding hockey game, which has featured outstanding goaltending at both ends. Jordan Stahl scoring a near miss by Matt Duchene. Dwyer puts the Hurricanes up by 2 after 40. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. The boys file out for the third period here in the capital city. We're back inside PNC Arena. The Hurricanes have, as we see, a 2-goal lead and 2 All-Stars on their way to Columbus, both from the Twin Cities. Carolina's Justin Falk and Eric Johnson from Bloomington, Minnesota, the original home of the Minnesota North Stars way back when. Coors Light, Cold Hard Facts. We'll take a look at our second installment involving Mr. Johnson, who was a first overall pick. As we take a look right here. Americans drafted number 1 overall. Brian Lawton started it off in '83. Mike Modano, Brian Berard, Rick DiPietro, Mr. Johnson in '06, and then Patrick Kane of the Chicago Blackhawks in '07.
Erik Johnson proves that you have to be patient with defensemen. Of course, he was a first overall pick by the St. Louis Blues. And, you know, he has absolutely earned the right to go to the All-Star game. But you have to more than any other position. You have to really, you know, some say you have to give a defenseman a couple hundred games before you can really figure out what you got.
Icing is called here. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe at ice levels. We kick off this third period at PNC Arena.
Let's not forget what happened out in Denver where the Hurricanes had the lead in the third period. I'm sure that was a part of the verbiage in the Carolina dressing room, especially with some of the chances that Colorado put together restructuring their lines in that second period.
Colorado had 12 shots in the second period as opposed to 13 taken by Carolina. Off the face-off, Nate Gennin, Jerome McKinley. Guarded by Carolina's Ryan Murphy, Alex Tanguay. Matt Duchene draped over him as Victor Rask. Tanguay moves it. This way it's Iginla. He'll punch it along. Duchene. He scores! What hands by Matt Duchene. He feathers that one top shelf. The puck was on its edge 25 seconds into this third period and cuts the lead in half.
Well, I want you to watch Duchene, but then I also want you to watch the board battle won by Jerome Iginla. We talk about his goal scoring. Watch him get over here eventually and win this board battle, and then Duchene does the rest with just an absolutely awesome play. That puck took a very odd hop. It's on edge, and how quickly does he get this up? And I give a lot of credit to Patrick Roy because he has restructured now 2 of his forward lines. That line was not together to start. Duchene between Tanguay and Jerome Iginla.
Matt Duchene, his 12th goal of the season. It comes all the way back in. Nick Holden now for Colorado. Takes it to the outside. From his own zone, through center and back. Out of the reach of Andrej Sekera as you see it from ice level. Nathan MacKinnon is on him. Carolina starts ahead with Jordan Staal. He opened the scoring in period 1. To the outside he goes. He'll circle. Jordan in control. Checked by Brad Stewart. Puck is loose. Fought for to the point. Gleason hammers one. Tipped wide by Eric Staal. Eric now along the boards is tied up by Nick Holden. Eric now broken up here by Nathan MacKinnon. And the second-year man now will fish it all the way in on Hudobin.
Well, Patrick Roy has officially loaded up with his top 6. He has his top 6 players playing in his top 2 lines.
Over the line to the outside. Semin with a shot. It goes high. And now it's fed along that time by Tim Gleason out of the corner. Alexander Semin tied up by Daniel Briere. He gets help from John Mitchell. Here come the Avs. Broken up. Laid back in the zone by John Michael Lyles. Tim Gleason, who is partnered with him tonight. Riley Nash is choked off on the way out. Shot taken that time from well out by Ben Street. Doesn't work. Out of the corner, Gleason. Moved along by Nash. On the wall, Semin. He's bumped by Street. Center zone, fished out by Skinner. But Colorado, as we see, in control. And they start again. So Jerome Iginla and Alex Tanguay get the assists on Duchene's 12th, 25 seconds in. This is Tanguay. He'll scale it in back of Hudobin. Top of your screen inserted by Matt Duchene. Left there out of the corner. Brad Malone turns it over. Jerome Iginla is on it. He'll move it along. Played by Tanguay. Across it goes. Here's Erik Johnson. Fed along now for Nate Gennin. Turning stick. And turning with it is Jerome Iginla. Watched by Malone. Johnson up on the play. Now Duchene. Holding onto it on a cycle. Defended by Murphy. Racing across Iginla. Duchene one more time. Good pressure by Colorado. Matt Duchene dances. Holds onto it. It's broken up by Ron Hainsey. Carolina attempts to get it out, and they do.
Yeah, and shuffling the blue line has paid dividends too. Gennin playing with Erik Johnson, not Johnson with Hayda.
Tonight on Fox Sports Live, number 1 Kentucky back home after 2 close calls. Can they remain unbeaten as Mizzou comes to town? After the most historic 3-game stretch in college football history, should Cardell Jones go pro, Brady Quinn will weigh in, and Deshaun Jackson joins the show. He'll tell us how the Packers can beat Richard Sherman and the Seahawks this weekend, as icing is called here. and will swing it all the way back.
The Colorado Avalanche don't have a chance to make the playoffs from the outside looking in if Matt Duchene doesn't catch fire. This goal against Dallas on Saturday, early in the third period, like this one was here tonight, was his first goal with 12 games since his last one.
Brad Stewart off the draw, blocked by the maze of humanity in front of Khudobin. It's dumped back out. Tyson Barrie is on it for Colorado. Lyles at the line. He's pestered by Max Talbot. They go hard to the corner. It pops out. Victor Rask coming all the way back for Carolina. Off a stick, not out. Landeskog sets up Talbot. He'll drop it back for Barrie, detected by Nathan Gerbe. He's broken up by Tyson Barrie, who rifles it right back in the Carolina zone. 16:30 as we see left to go in this third period.
This is going to be an exciting test here for Carolina. Maybe it's a good thing that Duchene scores early because, as Jay McClemens said in the interview between periods, you cannot sit back in this league.
Lindholm is flying. His shot cut off by Pickard. Out in front. Pickard comes up big on Lindholm as they hack at it again. And remember that save. Calvin Pickard getting help from Erik Johnson out in front, and two great chances for Elias Lindholm.
I give both these coaches credit for who they selected as their starting goalies tonight, because Pickard, it easily could have been Varlamov. He's the reigning second star of the week. These are do-or-die games for Colorado. I know the games are just in the 40s, but Pickard just came back from the American Hockey League in Erie. He was ready to go tonight. He had a win against Carolina earlier this year and makes a key save there on what has been Carolina's best line.
He's been up and down 4 times this season. Riding that roller coaster. Back it goes now. Sekera moved along in the corner. Elias Lindholm handing on a pass. Now Eric, his shot detected. Blocked on the way through by Johnson. Lindholm, Eric, his shot turned out by Pickard, and it careens all the way back in the Hurricane zone.
You know what I just thought of, though? Unlike a regular roller coaster where it's more fun going down, this particular roller coaster, it's more exciting going up.
That's correct. No hands. Now Lindholm out to center ice. Moved by Eric offside. Delayed whistle. Carolina tags up. Erik Johnson in control. Top scoring, goal scoring defenseman in the NHL with 12. On his way to the All-Star game. He'll feed it ahead. Murphy. Hainsey. A spring pass for Nash and directly ahead for Skinner. Defended at the line by Tyson Barrie, who recovers, but Skinner gets after it. He's shoved by Nate Kennan. It's a turnover. It's Semin in the corner. His shot well off the mark. All the way back now for Ron Hainsey. Hainsey in control by Briere. All the way back in the Avalanche zone. John Mitchell turns it over Skinner. It's detected by Nate Kennan, and it goes out of play. The freeze cam is brought to us by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
The vacuum known as Anton Khudobin's glove. But isn't that a perfect look at how he took a push, but then he got set? You don't ever want to be moving. When you're moving, it's tough to concentrate. You can't make a save low. He got set, and then the eyes watched the puck from McKinnon right into the glove. Oh, spectacular save.
Victor Rask cleanly back for Andrej Sekera. His shot turned out by Calvin Pickard. Played here by Gabriel Landeskog. Landeskog. Rask now for Carolina. Nick Holden is on him. Talusti lends a helping hand along the boards. Talusti attempting to dig it out for Carolina. Falk at the point. Talusti one more time. On and off his stick. Moved out by O'Reilly, who gets it back. Ryan O'Reilly. McKinnon with a shot off the blocker of Khudobin. The rebound, Landeskog. Turned out with a purpose by Khudobin. Played back out by Rask. A long feed for Gerbe. Here they come. Nathan Gerbe off the skate of Nick Holden. And it goes out of play.
McKinnon looks back to being the Rookie of the Year on this line. I mean, I've watched him play the last few games with Mitchell and with Max Talbot, and he just looks like a fish out of water. As soon as Waugh made that change in the second period, he's back to being the Calder Trophy winner. Of course, we just saw a highlight reel glove save that Anton made on his slot shot there in the middle period.
Fourth line, and they have scored tonight for Bill Peters. It's McClement along with Malone and Dwyer. Talbot joined on the line by McLeod and Cleach. Out of the fourth lines now, Gleason. Head along for Malone, who has an assist tonight against his former team. It ricochets all the way back in the Colorado zone. Chugging back is Erik Johnson. Hinging out to center ice, Nate Kennan along the wall. All the way back, Gleason's corner. Tim looks around. He readies for a hit thrown at him by Talbot. Back of the goal, Hainsey lost his edge. off the glass. It deflects out of play. We get a stoppage. 13:54 left to go in regulation time. 2-1 Carolina here in the capital city.
2-1 Canes in the third. Elias Lindholm has an assist tonight. He played in his 100th NHL game in St. Louis. He drafted 5th overall in 2013. He's come a long way in a season and a half. His physical strength has improved and really paid off. Rod Brind'Amour said his mental toughness has taken a big stride as well. Lindholm says he feels the way he's grown the most is playing heavier. He's much stronger on the puck, especially in the corners 100 games in. We reflected on his first game versus Detroit, and he said the most memorable part about it was playing against Henrik Zetterberg. He usually doesn't get nervous, but he admitted he did before that game. He told me that he's been going so quick, time's just been going by so quick, that he often reflects on how cool it is playing in the NHL. Just a little trip and reminder of reality, guys.
Little chance there at the side of the goal. Thank you, Chantel. Handled that time by Anton Hudobin. Ryan Murphy out to center ice. It can become overwhelming for young players, I'm sure, and they have to find that happy medium. Semin, back it goes. Murphy loads it up wide of Pickard. It's loose. In control now. Swatted along by Skinner. Mitchell for Colorado. Moved by Alexander Semin. Semin goes deep with Nash. Nash in back of the goal. Skinner and his stick lifted. Murphy shot wide. All the way back for Gleason. Semin. Skinner. Good save by Pickard. And now Hayda can't get it out. Skinner in front. Forked wide. Good pressure by the line of Nash, Skinner, and Semin. As it comes all the way back in the Carolina bench, that'll stop play.
Yeah, Pickard was good, and Jan Hayda just made a heck of a block as well. Good, excellent five-man attacking shift. There's a good block there from Hayda. It's the right leg. Actually opened it up. And then the support coming down is, you know, when Riley Nash is with Skinner and Semin, I just think they have more chemistry than when Victor Rask is in the middle. That's just my own opinion. You can see it there.
To the corner now. Good look at Lindholm, given a shove by Brad Stewart. Eric Stahl for Jordan to the outside. Jordan Stahl lays it along for Eric. He's defended by Matt Duchene. They grind a cycle of stop and start. Duchene sets up his man Tanguay. Off the stick of Iginla. All the way down in on Hudobin. He's out to play it, and he leaves it for Andrej Sekera. He was pressured by Jerome Iginla, now Folk. Center zone, Lindholm with Jordan. Jordan Stahl gets to it in the corner. Checked by Brad Stewart. Eric for Lindholm on and off his stick. Tanguay coming back for Colorado. And here they come. On the gallop is Matt Duchene over the line. Duchene gets room out in front. Kicked out by Hudobin. Out of the corner, Hainsey. Eric Stahl. Stahl now through center for Jordan. Jordan Stahl will go off on a change as the Hurricanes get it back. Nate Cannon in control and back of Calvin Pickard. 8 minutes gone plus in this third period. 2-1 Carolina. Comes all the way back in on Hudobin away from McKinnon. Played here by Hainsey. Hainsey along the wall. Nathan Gerby for the Hurricanes. Broke it up. Ryan O'Reilly shied away from Hainsey. Tough angle. Through the blue and out. It was McKinnon. You see it come all the way back in the Avalanche zone.
Gerby needs to keep that puck moving forward, even if it's just finding a way to chip it out and make offsides a legitimate possibility.
Center zone, a steal by Carolina's Nathan Gerby. He'll thread it in. Colorado's on it. Tyson Barrie quarterbacking. A good look at him. Moved along, but not deep enough by Cleach. Here comes Malone busting in. Good sweep check by Brad Stewart coming back. He goes heavily into the corner wall, and now Marc-Andre Cleach in the skates of Max Talbot. He's defended by Andrej Sekera. Sekera goes down. So does Colorado's Cody McLeod. And they jam along the boards. Good work by Talbot. Cleach off the stick. It goes high. Getting to it is Patrick Dwyer. He'll reverse for Falk. He's pressured by Talbot. Sekera with his head up through the middle. Right on the tape of Malone. Here come the Hurricanes. It's Pat Dwyer. Dwyer over the line approaching Brad Stewart. He'll go deep. Stewart gets it from Holden. Broken up on a change by Riley Nash. It's a loose puck. Colorado in control. 10:38 left in regulation time as the Avs now will throw it right back in the Canes zone.
Talked about Justin Falconer open on that last rush. He thought about joining, but then thought, you know what, that is going to make my shift too long. So he got off. Smart play.
Skinner delays his shot. Blocked nicely by Eric Johnson. Out of the corner. Moving up, Nash. Broken up. Mitchell, Semin a steal. Carolina recoils. It's Gleason. Off a stick, it goes high. Clawed down by Nash. Carried in by Skinner. He gets help from Semin. It ricochets back to Lyles. It pinballs wide of Pickard, who can't get to it. Now a steal as the Hurricanes lose control. Moving up was Nash, broken up by Mitchell. Here he comes. John Mitchell delays, shoots one, he scores! He blows it right by Anton Khudobin. We're tied.
Watch this play right here. He falls. The Hurricanes are in decent position, but that puts him in a tough spot. It's Dwyer. And Mitchell beats Anton Khudobin from just outside the dot. I think Khudobin would say he'd love to have that. Anything outside the dot, it's right on the cusp. But that's a big-time depth goal from John Mitchell there to tie the game.
That's one Khudobin wants back. That's a tough one to give up here. Now at the line. Played along by Hainsey. Now Stahl moves it by Erik Johnson. It comes all the way back. Jan Hejda moves it along the boards. Jordan Stahl in the center zone. 9:33 left in this third period. Played along for Eric Stahl. He'll elevate the puck. Unassisted goal. Mitchell is sixth at 10:05. We're deadlocked at 2. It careens all the way back in the Carolina zone. Murphy plays it along the boards. Feeds it ahead now for Stahl. Stahl has room. Here they come. Lindholm off a stick. It goes astray. Good block at the defense. Now it's played here by Colorado's Matt Duchene. Over the line, Landeskog. He'll cut. Lay it off a stick. It went off Lindholm. Now Iginla. Jerome Iginla from the corner. He'll turn away from Lindholm. Jerome Iginla now stopping and starting on Elias Lindholm. And back of the goal goes over the stick of Gabriel Landeskog. Moved in by Tyson Barrie. Lindholm for Carolina. In deep. Finished off by Landeskog. Now Sekera. He'll cradle it back for Falk. Along the boards, it's Eric Stahl. Stahl turns. Broken up, pickpocketed by Ryan O'Reilly. Colorado in control with plenty of energy. They go wide. O'Reilly in control. Shoots one. Fought off by Khudobin. O'Reilly again. One more time. He cranks it up. Lays it back for Stewart. A block by Talusti. Landeskog in the corner. McKinnon in back of the goal. Flushed out by Sekera. Nathan McKinnon grinds a cycle. Lays it along for Ryan O'Reilly. He'll take it to the outside of Rask. To the point, Stewart. Well wide. Looking for a tip. Now Gennon. Down the wall. Nate Gennon. Inside McKinnon. He'll dance. Hold on to it. Set up his man. It's O'Reilly. He'll dangle it. Ryan O'Reilly swings it along out of the reach of Landeskog. Getting to it, Talusti and Stewart. Brad Stewart keeps it deep. Sekera, heavy hit in the corner. He goes hard at Nathan McKinnon, and it comes back out. Played along by O'Reilly, poked off his stick by Eric Stahl, and finally the Hurricanes work it back in the Avalanche zone.
Boy, momentum is truly an incredible science, isn't it? It's been a tale of a couple of different games in this one.
Around the boards now. Lyles overskated. Marc-Andre Cliche goes to work. Cliche in the corner, given a shove by Lyles. You see it up close out of the four-man scrum. McLeod is also grinding for Colorado. It kicks off of Lyles. Malone moves it back. Tim Gleason gets to it. Forecheck by Max Talbot. Dwyer feels the heat of the pinch that time from Hejda. Out of the corner, McClement moves it for Carolina. Jan Hejda at the point. Here it comes. Swallowed by Anton Khudobin. 7:11 left to go in regulation time. Colorado has picked up the pace. John Mitchell has tied it with 7:11 left.
2-2. John Mitchell has tied the game. We're going to look at the tying goal. Okay, that's Semin. Here's Gleason. What's got to happen, they have to communicate. So Semin's got to go to Briere, so that means a tighter gap on Mitchell. Anything on this side of the dot, any goaltender will say he's got to have it. And it's just a shade on that side of the dot. But you needed a better interchange there between Semin and Gleason. The shot really shouldn't have happened if you had it.
7:09 left in regulation time. Off the draw, forced to the outside. Nash, Mitchell, off a stick, off Gleason. It stays in play. Hunted down by Ben Street. Riley Nash reads the play for Carolina. Colorado almost kept it in. Now it's lugged out of the zone here and carried along by Alexander Semin. Heading back to it along the boards now. A good play that time by John Mitchell on the back check. Tim Gleason A little backhand pass that's broken up. A hand pass is called here in the center zone with 6:41 left in regulation time.
I have to give a lot of credit to the Colorado Avalanche. This is their 6th period and 2 nights with travel, and right now they're the fresher team. And what do I point to? I point to shuffling the deck in a drastic manner with both your D combinations and more importantly, your top 6 forwards. And Patrick in the second period, Patrick Waugh continuing to roll 4 lines. He gets the tying goal from his 3rd line.
Colorado 5 points out of a wild card spot in that hotly contested Western Conference. Now, Rask, he'll cut. A cluster of 3 on him. It comes all the way back. Kirby checked by Duchesne and back of the goal. Here's Talusti. Flushed out by Jan Hejda. To the point, Murphy. He readies. Ryan Murphy down the wall. He sets up Talusti. His shot off the blocker of Pickard. Moving up here is Ron Hainsey. He inserts for Gerby. Out of his reach. He'll hunt it down. Good hustle by Gerby. Talusti off a body. A nice seal that time by Eric Johnson. Here comes Colorado. Tanguay knocked out of midair by Jerome Iginla. Iginla between the wickets of Duchesne. Hunted down by Tanguay. Alex Tanguay in the corner for Matt Duchesne along the boards. He'll protect the puck. Hold on to it. Duchesne stopping and starting on Rask. He'll take it to the outside. Talusti. He'll help out for Carolina. He'll move it along over the head of Nick Holden. All the way back, and Brad Stewart. Good look at him. Carolina changing a quick up. Nick Holden. He'll steer it all the way back in Kane's ice. Sekera can't get to it first. It's Landeskog for Colorado. To the point. It's Brad Stewart now. He'll elevate the puck out of the reach of Sekera. Landeskog gets to it along the wall. Gabriel Landeskog, Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly, McKinnon is camped out. What a stop by Hudobin. Now McKinnon again. His shot again is blocked that time. Nathan McKinnon keeps it deep. In back of the goal, it's Falk. Landeskog all over him. Colorado in charge now. Here's Ryan O'Reilly out of the corner. Ryan O'Reilly on a cycle holding onto it. O'Reilly wraps it ahead for Nathan McKinnon. Moving on Sekera. McKinnon along the boards. Falk on his man. Landeskog, who tries to forge out in front. And finally flung out of the zone by Jordan Staal. Eric in a foot race. Eric Staal forces the issue. Has control. His shot shut down. Calvin Pickard. O'Reilly not out. It's Lyles. Across it goes. Gleason shot through a screen goes wide. McClement for Carolina. On the exchange, it pinballs out in front. Cleaned up by Nick Holden. Held in. No, it's not. Gleason fanned on it. And now Carolina restarts. Here's John Michael Lyles over the line. They're onside. He goes wide. His shot caught by Calvin Pickard. 4:26 left to go in regulation time. We're deadlocked at 2. Down the stretch we go in Raleigh. A breather for the boys here in Raleigh. 4:26 left to go in this 3rd period. New game, Colorado. As we take a look at the line tonight, they have rallied back, and the first meeting was close, won by Colorado late in regulation, 4-3.
Well, they like their 3rd periods. I mean, their 3rd period last night in Washington was by far their best period by a country mile. And they have had another real dandy here to score twice and have a territorial edge in the 3rd tonight.
Off the face-off. Avalanche get it ahead. Cody McLeod. Gleason's on him. He gets support from Riley Nash. Jeff Skinner moves it. Patrick Dwyer and Jordan Staal have scored tonight for Carolina. Here's Skinner. Moving up. Rolling in on Calvin Pickard, who steers it to the wall. In control. Nash. Holding onto it for the Canes. On a cycle for Semin. Alexander Semin. Marc-Andre Cliche, a tight turn. Semin tries to leave him in his wake. Holding onto it, a shot taken off a stick wide. Tyson Barrie. Not out. Held in by Carolina's Alex Semin. Semin in control. A handoff for Lyles. Lyles off a stick to the corner. Nash in back of the goal. Given a shove by Tyson Barrie. Cody McLeod gets to it. Back out to center ice.
I remember that 2-pad stack that Pickard made late in the 2nd period at 2-0. I believe it was on Semin. That looms as one of the largest saves in the game at this point.
Skinner finally gets his stick, but he can't get it by Brad Stewart. Colorado's Eric Johnson turns it over here to Ron Hainsey, who scales in. Pickard legally in the trapezoid. Moved along again. Eric Johnson off the stick of Iginla. Neutral ice. Hainsey. They go D to D. They do it again. Just about 17 minutes gone in this 3rd period. A chip by Talusti. It comes back. He gets to it. Flushed out by Stewart. They battle. Help that time by Tanguay. Not out. It's Murphy. Arister off a body. Turned by Gerby just wide. Moving up Rask. Just wide again. Now Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe in control. He'll retreat. Roll it ahead for Jiri Tlusty. Tlusty now grinds along. Back to the point. Hainsey. Hainsey sends it deep. It's Victor Rask. Rask. And fanning on a good stick check that time by Duchesne on Tlusty. And Hudobin quickly moves it on a change. Gerbe from downtown denied by Pickard.
Boy, another good shift from Ryan Murphy. He's had a heck of a night. When you look at the battle between two offensive defensive, he and Barry, Murphy's won that battle.
Jordan Staal by Jan Hejda. Lindholm along the wall, pulls up. Eric Staal turns, holds, shoots once. Stopped by Pickard. It's loose. Still fought for to the point. Falk. Now Sekera. He'll take it to the outside. He's muscled. He was taken care of by McKinnon. Eric Staal in the corner, holding onto it. He'll dangle and back of Pickard. To the point man, Sekera. He'll move it along for Lindholm. Tight turn again. Elias Lindholm cuts. Pirouettes. Eric off a stick, off Hejda. Out of play.
Well, by and large, Carolina's best line, the Staal brothers and Lindholm, nearly give the Hurricanes the lead at 3-2 again. Let's watch. Eric with the first shot, and he's going to get to his own rebound, but he's not in a position where he can elevate the puck. Would have been practically impossible for him to do it based on where his body was at. Colorado does do a good job in close proximity to Pickard, and when you watch games with Varlamov, of denying second chances.
Avalanche have allowed 40 shots again. Back it goes. Lyles. Shot taken, blocked, fought for. That was Semin. Now it's held in by Gleason. To the corner. McLennan. Eric Johnson. Ben Street for Colorado. Hey, ricochets out to dead center. John Michael Lyles steers it in. Around the boards it goes. Ben Street lays it back for Kennan. He'll punch it along. Street fights off a man. 2-on-2 with Briere. They crisscross. Ben Street shot blocked by Tim Gleason. That one goes out of play. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker. Our game keys.
Well, the goaltenders have both played well. You know, you can debate, I'm sure Hudobin would love another crack at the Mitchell goal. But to me, here's your first one. Ryan Murphy, what he's done to be the more active blue line. That's been very noticeable. But right there, too, for Colorado, in the third period, when you think rest would certainly benefit the team that didn't play last night, it's been a very resilient Colorado club that's tied the game.
Off the face-off. Duchesne, broken up. Falk leading the charge along now for Tlusty. Falk, good stop by Pickard. Here come the Avalanche. Tanguay. Duchesne is flying out in front. Hudobin said no! What a save on Nick Holden. And it careens all the way back out.
Anton has always had that ability to put whatever happens in the past and worry about the next save. That's a beauty laterally.
Along the boards, Jordan Staal tied up. Now Duchesne moves it. Here's Jordan, away from Duchesne. Blocked at the defense by Holden. Brad Stewart, and directly along the wall, captured by Ryan Murphy. Eric Staal in the zone, 17 seconds left. He'll stop, lay it back. Hainsey, rebound! Oh, Pickard! Jordan Staal will think about that one tonight. Calvin Pickard comes up big.
I think the majority of goaltending, especially for smaller guys, and Hudobin is movement. And you see the movement there, not only getting over, but getting square to hold in a defenseman joining the rush, and the stick squarely in front of that butterfly. At the other end, Pickard slightly bigger. He is 6 feet. You see movement, his little push from right to left. It's all about movement at this level.
11 and a fraction left in regulation time. Semin powers in. Centers one off the side of the goal, broken up by Johnson. 2 seconds left in regulation time. Each team has secured 1 point in the standings, and we will get to 4-on-4 sudden death overtime. The goaltenders have put on a show here tonight in Raleigh. So John Mitchell, his goal tied it at 10:05 of the third period. Overtime straight ahead right here on Sports South. Jordan Staal on the left and John Mitchell on the right. Jordan opened the scoring. Mitchell had closed it in regulation trip. Here's how we got here.
Well, Ryan Murphy, who's been, I think, a difference-making defenseman, jumps in. Beautiful give and go to Jordan. He's had a nice bounce-back game from St. Louis. And then the line change with McClement screen in front. The patience for Dwyer. Duchesne ignited, I think, the attack in the third period. Reshuffled lines for Patrick Waugh. Mitchell, just outside the dot, ties the game.
Second straight game to overtime for Carolina. This overtime is sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Live for the game. Live fearless. Carolina losing in shootout against St. Louis. At Scottrade Center on Saturday night. Out to center ice, it's Matt Duchesne. Moving up on Sekera. Utilizing the end wall. Stolen by Justin Falk. The lead pass through the center zone. It's Sekera. He'll dangle outside the line. Move it across. Semon's in. He'll cut. Alex Semin has room. Sekera off a body. Johnson to the corner. He's tied up that time by Jordan. Semin can't sneak it in. Pickard holding the post. Semin goes down. Tanguay for Colorado. It's a 3-on-2. Alex Tanguay over the line. Here's Duchesne on and off his stick. Matt Duchesne turns. Holds onto it. Duchesne threads it across. It's a bouncing puck. Corralled by Tanguay. He's taken off the play by Falk. And now Jordan Staal leads the breakout for Carolina. Back feet from John Mitchell. He'll go off in a change along with Alex Semin and get it in. Brad Stewart from his own zone. John Mitchell in full flight. Moving up on Hainsey, who takes a swat at it. They go deep. Hainsey on Mitchell. Moved along for Murphy. It's loose. Rask in control along the boards. Brad Stewart is on him. McKinnon now in the center zone for Colorado. Bumped by Eric. Carried by Rask. Victor Rask over the line. Eric Staal with a shot. Glancing off Stewart wide. Getting to it. Top of your screen. Ron Hainsey off Mitchell. It goes high. The captain in back of the goal. Here's Eric Staal. He'll take it to the outside. Lay it deep for Rask. He has Lyles alone. Never saw him. Now Gleason. Here's Eric. Eric on the exchange. He gets room away from McKinnon. Eric Staal puts on a bit of a show. Gleason lays it along for Lyles. John Michael Lyles now. Here's Eric. His shot turned out by Calvin Pickard. And the Avalanche will survive as they feed it all the way back down, and icing is called.
Patrick Waugh does have his timeout left if he ever decides in an icing situation that the boys are tired. Bill Peters burned his in the second period. Another good movement save from Pickard. I think Eric Staal is trying to score. You know, that could have been a pass if he had anybody driving on the far side to gain positioning. Well played defensively by Colorado.
Face-off controlled by the Avalanche. Tyson Barrie throws on the brakes. You see the time left in OT. Barrie away from Skinner. He can fly. He's pickpocketed by Skinner. A good play. Jeff Skinner wins the battle. He has control, and here he comes. Skinner walks in, nullified on the way through by Johnson. Colorado in tight quarters from their own zone. Tyson Barrie. Here they come. Skinner entangled with Johnson in back of the play. McKinnon out in front of O'Reilly. In his skates, though, dug out by Andrej Sekera. Sekera, 2:25 left in overtime. Controlling it back now is Justin Falk, and they start again. Sekera with his head up. Colorado positioned well. Sekera thinking twice. You see the time left in OT. 45 shots on the clock for Carolina. Falk. Now Sekera. Over the line on Landeskog. A sweep check from him. Sekera maintains control off a body. It goes astray. Controlled here along the wall. Fed along that time by Riley Nash. Here's a chance. Off the stick of Murphy. Ryan Murphy. Andrej Sekera. Sekera out in front. Steered high. It stays in play. It was steered by Riley Nash. Nash is peppered on the way out. Good play by Murphy. Now Hainsey. Here's Gerby. It glances off a body. An excellent block that time by the man coming out at him, Landeskog. Now it goes deep. Pickard moves it for Ryan O'Reilly. $1:34 left in overtime. Nate Gennon sends it back. And O'Reilly starts from his own zone. Here come Colorado out to center ice. It's Johnson, thwarted by Jordan Staal. Eric Johnson to the outside, moving on Hainsey. He'll stop on a dime, lay it back, It ricochets around. Tanguay. Johnson looking for Duchesne. Duchesne in the corner. Murphy is on him. Here comes Matt Duchesne. He'll grind it. Hold on to it. Forced wide by Murphy. 1:06 left. Now Nick Holden. He'll dangle to the outside. Holden maintains control. He stays with it. He gets support from Duchesne. Under a minute left in overtime. Matt Duchesne to the outside. One-timer Holden fanned on. It's loose for Ron Hainsey. Sealed off by Matt Duchesne. Now Jordan Stoll for Carolina. And out they come. Ryan Murphy. 44 seconds left. Over the line. Moves it across for Semin. Alex Semin. Ryan Murphy. Here it comes. Caught by Calvin Pickard.
Boy, John, can you believe in a two-game season series, the Hurricanes are 37 seconds away from not having a single power play against the Colorado Avalanche.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
It is.
And there's Skinner. Hoped to draw the call. I think it was a good non-call. I think Semin had a good non-call earlier. What's really struck me in overtime here is how good the defense has been sorting things out at both ends.
Off the face-off, Sekera holding onto it, moving down the wall. Andre Sekera guarded by John Mitchell. He'll stay with it, he'll turn, he gets some room. Broken up by Tyson Barrie, and a penalty is called for hooking on the way out.
I should have said that earlier, I guess. So the guy that ties the game could put on the goat horns potentially if the Hurricanes can win a face-off and go to work. Let's watch the stick of Mitchell. Not yet. There it is right there. There it is right there. The Hurricanes, as I said a minute ago, have used their timeout. This is the biggest face-off of the game right here. Biggest face-off yet. Use the righty. Use Lindholm to take it. There's a lot of belief in Lindholm, but he's the right guy to do it.
Colorado has a timeout if they need it. 25.5 seconds left. Cleared right out of the zone that time by Jan Hejda. Mitchell for hooking. Power play numbers. Carolina, thanks to Duke Energy for that. McHale's been good for Colorado. Here they come. Lindholm over the line. He has room. One-timer, Falk off the goalpost. Oh, my! He hit it square. 3 seconds left. Lindholm, one more time, off a stick in the screen. We go to shootout.
Boy, John, that was brought to you by Navarone because that shot was a gun.
Should the Canes have scored on the power play, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. That would have been Bojangles. It's bow time.
What an absolute laser from Justin Falk. I wouldn't be surprised if that left a dent in the post. The Hurricanes lost the fate. Look at the flex in his stick. Maybe it glances the Colorado player because it looked like it changed that disc's trajectory. It looked to be going sideways almost. And now an exciting shootout, our second one in as many games. I can tell you the Avalanche did work on their breakaways at the end of warm-up. Not with Pickard, but with Semyon Varlamov. Not a lot of teams do this. The Rangers do it with Lundqvist, but Colorado did it with Varlamov. So this was particularly noteworthy now that the game will go to the breakaway contest.
So the home team gets the call, and they will go first, and it will be Victor Rask, the 21-year-old rookie, that will have the honors and the first man up as you see Colorado continuing to work on this skills competition in warm-up. Victor Rask on Calvin Pickard as we start the shootout here in Raleigh. Deliberately walks in and scores. What a goal by Victor Rask.
Bill Peters will say, I think, that he chose Rask going back to a practice a couple of weeks ago, and he went to school, did Bill, on the breakaway competition that day, and it made an impression. Did you see his east-west movement up and down the ice? I think it made Pickard lose his net. What a play.
Anton Khudobin is staring down last season's Calder Trophy winner as the Rookie of the Year. It's Nathan MacKinnon. Shooter number 1 for Patrick Waugh. He'll settle it down, and he can't make it happen. He stick-handled his way right into Anton Khudobin.
Well, the last breakaway save that Khudobin made to win the game against his former team, the Boston Bruins, he got active with his stick on Patrice Bergeron. And here, he goes right back to it with no speed whatsoever, and that stick did the job.
We had a 21-year-old Swede. Now we have a 20-year-old Swede as things are getting younger here. And you take a look at the 22-year-old goaltender, Calvin Pickard. Elias Lindholm moves in for Carolina. Off the crossbar. Maybe not. It did go in. It got underneath. So Elias Lindholm was able to get underneath the crossbar and go bar down, and Carolina has scored twice.
Power move to the backhand. It definitely hit the back bar. I don't know if they'll even take a quick look. What a move by the two Swedes. First Victor, then Elias hits the front bar first, and then the netting right near the back bar. What a play.
So Matt Duchene now will have the opportunity to see what he can do, and Anton Khudobin shuts the door. Carolina wins the shootout, and they defeat the Colorado Avalanche 3-2.
I love throwing a couple of young players that don't typically go in the shootout and see how they react, because that will do so much, I think, for the offensive confidence of both Victor Rask and Elias Lindholm. Oh, and boy, they look pretty comfortable in beating Pickard. And Anton Khudobin, you know, after the tying goal from John Mitchell, he, like Pickard, made saves to even extend the game to overtime. And in his 3 saves against the Bruins, where he was more emotional, beating his old team after he knew that he had won, and the 2 saves here against MacKinnon and Duchene, the big common thread, no doubt about it, was patience, make the shooter make the first move.
So the Hurricanes reward the fans here in Raleigh with a 3-2 shootout win over the Colorado Avalanche, and they have the opportunity to pick up their first win against Colorado this season in the 2 meetings, and by picking up 2 points in the standings. And with the Canes' victory, the Carolina Ale House now will donate $200 to the Carolina Hurricanes Kids and Community Foundation. 3 stars announced here in Raleigh, and the number 3 star tonight is goaltender Anton Khudobin, who looked at 30 shots through regulation and overtime and came up huge in the shootout. Jordan Staal, who started the scoring with his first goal of the season, is the 2nd star here tonight. And we'll await the 1st star. No, Jordan Staal is the 1st Staal, and he's sitting down next to Chantel McCabe.
Thank you, John. Jordan, 4 wins in a row at home. You guys continue a strong January. It's the healthiest your team has been, but where's the team's chemistry at right now?
I think it's been good. You know, I think we're starting to play the system that we want, and you could tell that we're doing it fluently and we're doing it with speed. So you know, I think we're going to keep moving forward here and keep trying to get better, moving in the right direction, and we'll see how far this takes us.
Colorado played last night. You were able to capitalize on tired bodies in the first period. A season high 20 shots in that first. What was good about your start?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You know, we want to take advantage of their travel last night, and we know just as well as they do that back-to-backs aren't easy, and we want, like you said, to take advantage of that, and I thought we did a great job of it. Got away from our game a little bit, but you know, we came pretty strong in the third, and you know, we found a way to get the win.
How about this goaltending battle with Anton Khudobin and Calvin Pickard?
Yeah, they both played really well. You know, it seems like a lot of times we make goalies look good, but he definitely played really well, and I thought you know, Khudobin played awesome too. So it was a good battle.
Congratulations on your first goal of the season, and a happy birthday to Coach with 2 points at home. Congrats.
All right, we'll take it.
John, back to you.
All right, Chantel, thank you very much. Jordan Staal selected as the 1st star here tonight. He started the scoring. This was way back in the first period as the Hurricanes showed a lot of guts here tonight against Colorado, who made a strong push in the 3rd period. They win this one in the shootout as Anton Khudobin will shut the door and the final shooter, Matt Duchene. That'll do it. We have Hurricanes Live total post-game coverage coming your way next here on Sports South as the Carolina Hurricanes defeat the Colorado Avalanche 3-2.